I will waste no time getting into the meat of this video. We all know what Red Dead Redemption 2 is, how amazing it is, and how Rockstar have created an unprecedented level of insert reviewer comment here. Yes, there are thousands of tips and tricks videos out there, but I think I've found a whole bunch of new ones. I'm Scott from WhatCulture.com, and this is Red Dead Redemption 2, 18 important gameplay secrets you didn't know. Number 18, if someone steals your horse, whistle to buck them off. Due to how random and dynamic the vast majority of Red Dead Redemption 2's interactions are, sometimes you'll come across a thief trying to do what you've been getting away with for hours, stealing your horse. Now, you might have put hours into breeding the perfect steed, so if someone starts tearing off down the highway, just whistle a couple of times and your horse will buck them back off. However you decide the thief's punishment is up to you though. Number 17, cutscene dialogue differs depending on your honor level. Speaking of how to deal with thieves and other NPCs, it is very easy to plummet your honor right into the negative half after just a horse ride gone wrong. Though there are ample times later in the story when you're pushed towards a meaningful redemption arc, know that even in the lead up to chapter 6, your honor ratings affect various cutscene interactions and lines of dialogue. To say more would be spoilers, but suffice it to say, even after a few hundred hours on one playthrough, there are ample reasons to go do it all again. Number 16, the secret hair and beard growth method. Like The Witcher 3, Arthur's hair grows in real time, albeit contingent on what an in-game full day is. You can speed this up with some hair tonic available from a general store, but did you know that stagecoaches can help too? Simply down to the fact that they take days to arrive at a location, down some hair tonic and pick any town or city on the other side of the map. Though all you'll see is a fade to black and back up at your destination, Arthur has gone through a considerable amount of time, triggering rapid hair growth in the process. If you want instant long hair or a beard, use this method and it'll take 2 or 3 trips max. Number 15, feed bodies to pigs to cover your tracks. You've tried dumping them in rivers, blowing them apart with dynamite, dumping them off cliffs. You've even tried stuffing one behind a teepee, hogtied where no one will ever see, but there's always a bounty after a murder. Well, have you tried dumping a body in a pig pen? Though the sound effects Rockstar have recorded are absolutely disgusting, this is one way to make sure that your target disappears from the world forever. Number 14, use the bow and arrow to fish way faster. Sometimes you just can't be bothered with that standard fishing minigame, and to that I have 2 solutions. 1, equip the bow and arrow. Then use Deadeye to highlight fish near the surface. Fish thankfully don't have as many weapon requirements for perfect pelt or meat quality as mammals, so stick an arrow or 2 into whichever one you fancy, even the legendary fish, and pick them up far easier. Number 2, use dynamite. Though this will guarantee a poor quality fish, the legendary animals are impervious to your explosion-happy tactics. Plus, if you just want some food to replenish a core before sleeping, this is a very quick way to get a handful of fish all at once. Number 13, purchase stirrups to make any horse go faster. Unless you happen to purchase one of the more expensive versions of Red Dead Redemption 2 with some handy bonus content, the starting few chapters only give you horses that are around 3 to 5 pips of speed. So when you finally make it to the stables in chapter 2, make a beeline for the stirrups in the customization menu and spend your first lump of cash on the most expensive ones. Weirdly, outside of the basic horse care package that you can pay for, that also times out after a few days, this is the only way to permanently upgrade your steed's speed. Number 12, punch while equipped with the lasso for a unique takedown. Even when you're all out of bullets, the lasso is your secret weapon. Useful for aiming at a person's legs to whip them off their feet. If you equip the lasso and walk up to any NPC or target, then press circle or B, Arthur will automatically drag them to the floor in a unique animation that ends with them being hogtied. Use this move when you need to bring back a bounty or target alive, as it's guaranteed not to kill them through sheer momentum or collision with another object in the environment. Number 11, a couple of first-person secrets. I totally recommend the optional first-person camera when searching houses or partaking in robberies, but there are 2 basic additional control methods only available in first person. Number 1, push down on the D-pad. This lets you line up shots more accurately, as you can now aim down the sights. Number 2, click the right stick to spin 180 degrees on the spot. Together, these 2 tactics make playing the entire game in first person way more palatable and appealing. I highly recommend a first person robbery or drunken saloon brawl, because video games. Number 10, the 2 types of horse whistle. Maybe you want your steed to stay nearby so they don't get left on the other side of the map after a mission. In that case, know that there are 2 types of horse whistle. Number 1, tap up for a sharp whistle that'll make your horse come straight to your position. Or number 2, hold up to make your horse follow, but it'll keep a slight distance. One of the reasons that many players are seeing the horse's AI freak out and get caught on scenery or otherwise not respond to commands is because with this mix of taps and holds, the horse just doesn't know what to do. As a bonus tip, you can also use your quick tap whistle to get any dog to come running for a lovely little pat. If you do it enough to the same dogs in the same towns, these dogs will start recognizing Arthur and they'll come running. Number 9, how to max out any weapon's stats. Notice how every weapon has a set of white pips that denote accuracy, range, fire rate, etc., plus a slew of additional grey ones that you can never seem to fill. Those represent a weapon's maximum potential, but the factors to get there are varied. In order, first, use gun oil to make sure the weapon is as clean as possible. Second, visit the gunsmith or the trapper and see which additional components are available per firearm. Things like rifling or longer barrels will increase range, for example. Lastly comes familiarity, a stat that you can view in the pause menu's compendium. This percentage goes up over time the more you keep using the same weapon. Pick something you like, maybe splash out on upgrading one specific pistol at the start, then keep using it in every firefight until all those pips are white. Simple. Ish. Number 8, those random controller vibrations and flashes of white light. Have you ever been journeying through the open world and feel a light controller vibration? How about a mild flash of white light? The latter denotes your horse accidentally killing a creature on the ground, but the vibrations are an indicator that there's an NPC event nearby. Different to stranger missions, your controller will kick out a light rumble if someone is in need or if there's anything more radiant happening that you can interact with. Always pay attention to these if you're looking to main or max out your honor meter. Interacting in any way will always result in a distribution of good or bad points. Number 7, why weapon wraps matter. They might look a bit old man, grandpa, gunslinger, and they hide your handle engravings too, but sticking a wrap on your rifle will dramatically reduce the rate it deteriorates or needs cleaning. Combined with additional holsters you'll unlock across the game or with the trapper, you can all but reduce the need to keep your weapons clean as a mechanic. As a bonus tip, although it seems like wraps only come in one color, if you buy one and then head to stylings inside the gunsmith menu, you can change the color. Number 6, you can draw into Deadeye at any time. You'll likely pick up this tactic if you make a point of hunting down the legendary gunslingers, but you can actually draw into Deadeye by very lightly squeezing the right trigger. Done when you don't have any weapon equipped, start very lightly pushing down on the right trigger with a constant motion and you'll see the world's color palette turn to sepia. The knack here is feathering the start of your push, only to fully depress after the animation starts. In these crucial seconds, you'll want to hop across to the left trigger to aim more finely as Arthur brings his gun out. Then you can paint targets with R1. Number 5, bounty tip. People will start to recognize your clothes. Another reason you keep getting identified and pursued so quickly, it's almost definitely down to your choice of face mask not covering all of Arthur's face, but also because you're wearing the same clothes on your second or third crime spree. The solution is firstly to find a mask that covers more than just your chin, but also to make a point of carrying 3 full outfits on your horse at all times. Dress Arthur up back at camp and prod the requisite button to save to horse. Then when you're on horseback, head into your item screen and swap between them at will. This should, depending on exactly what you've done, speed up the amount of time the wanted level decreases, alongside meaning you don't get identified so fast. Number 4, get another horse to follow you to double or triple up on wildlife, pelts, and meat. Why ride one horse when you can ride 3? Done by hopping on the back of up to 2 additional horses outside the one you've put your saddle on, this will add 2 more icons to the minimap that then make them your B tier steeds. Now the coolest thing is that by using the longer whistle from earlier, you can get both additional horses to follow you at once. If you're wanting to take 3 full animal carcasses and a slew of pelts back to camp or anywhere at once, use this method and take your convoy to Pearson or a shopkeeper. Red Dead 2's sell menus are based on radius, so providing all 3 horses are nearby when you start the conversation, you'll have 3 mobile inventories worth of materials to offload. Number 3, load your save to retrieve a faraway horse. Sometimes a story mission will just spit you out on the other side of a cutscene, miles away from not only civilization, but more importantly, your horse. Rather than spend the next half hour lumbering around on foot, just open the story menu from the pause screen and reload that exact same autosave slot. You'll be back where you are, but because it's now a fresh load, your horse is right there. Number 2, you can jump onto your horse from above. When all has gone wrong, climb. Leap up outhouses and connected buildings to get the height advantage on your pursuers, as when on high, you can pick off targets with much greater clarity. Once done, you'll need a swift getaway, and it's here where, from a reasonable height, you can leap straight down onto the back of your horse. Brilliantly, the game's animation system does recover Arthur even if you land like a sack of potatoes, but it all depends on angle and momentum. It is possible to go for the whole big triumphant leap, only to land in a crumpled up pile on the floor. Number 1, loads of interior chimneys have money and other rewards. Now the game does try to teach you this valuable lesson during the tutorial, but if you're anything like me, you thought it was just that, specifically for the tutorial. Turns out every house you can break into that has a chimney will be hiding something inside. Just walk up to the fireplace, face the stack, and hold square or X. Arthur will reach inside and snag anything from a new weapon to a stack of cash. And that's my list. Let me know down in the comments below if there were any other incredibly helpful gameplay secrets that you found. Ivan Scott from WhatCulture.com. Please check out the WhatCulture Gaming Podcast, and I'll catch you soon.